Welcome back to the Duels Corner, where stories come alive, ideas ignite, and every opinion matters. I am DJ, your warehouse philosopher, breaking down the stories like they just dropped on streaming. And as always, Ruby is our tech support in the background doing her due diligence to come up with these scripts and these interesting takes. And this show was good. It was a really good show. I thought it was really great. I thought the storytelling was fantastic. I thought it did everything it needed to be. For a four-match card, it was absolutely phenomenal. No objections, no fights, no nothing. I thoroughly enjoyed this. So let's not even bullshit. Let's just get into it. Of course they did that dumb shit where they showing them all walking in, Penta's doing the fucking strut in front of a fireplace. It's like, whatever, dude. Like, I get it. That's what you got to do to get the crowd, to kill time, to set up, to give them, to get a backstory. I get it. I understand it. But I just feel like it's so fucking stupid. If it really doesn't have anything to do really with the match or the show later on, we can get rid of this. That's just my opinion. Just one nitpick. So let's just jump into what happened. We had Cody Rhodes versus Drew McIntyre for the undisputed WWE Championship. We knew this was going to start the show because Punk is going to close. I just knew that. Very good match. Mind games from the jump. Drew McIntyre calling himself the true American Dream, which kind of he is. Just saying. But the match was good. Told a good story. Was Cody going to pull the trigger? Was Cody going to lose his cool? Because we've been seeing a lot of Cody Rhodes losing his cool. They did everything good here. I really don't have any true objections. It was a solid match. It wasn't a great match. Solid. Multiple opportunities for Cody to kind of lose it, but he kept his composure. Didn't take the bait. Drew was good here. The Claymore out of nowhere was pretty cool. The finish kind of locked up where ref bump, we knew. Drew took the title, was going to try to use it, backfired, and Cody DDT'd Drew McIntyre on the title to win. Another dubious, not as babyface type of win, but Cody just took advantage of a situation. I felt it was very interesting that Michael Cole said, well, I don't think that he saw the belt there. And Roy Bear is like, bullshit, bro. Like, stop it, cut it out. This sets up a lot here, in my opinion. This sets up Cody kind of taking an underhanded, way to win. It gives Drew a little heat to talk shit on SmackDown. And let's not forget the Jacob Fatu, issue in this. Like, who whooped his ass? Who took him out? We probably won't get those answers until Jacob comes back. But it keeps their story kind of still percolating. I see maybe one more match of these two, maybe a blow off somewhere at Survivor Series or possibly even SmackDown. But this was a good match. It did what it needed to do. It wasn't too much. It kicked ass. I was thoroughly enjoyed and very interested with the story progression. Next up, we have Jade Cargill versus Tiffany Stratton. And this was what it needed to be. As we know, Tiffany Stratton has the bum leg, courtesy of Jade Cargill. Tiffy time is officially over. Jade did exactly what she needed to do here. She was booked and positioned beautifully. No bullshit, no fighting, no back and forth, no straight up fight. She dominated her. The reason why I love this, the reason why this made sense, Jade is a phenomenon. She's powerful, she's strong, she's quick, she's fast. And what it did here, it did such a great job in showcasing her dominant force. The outcome of this was never in question. It was never down. It was never nothing. Jade was winning this. If there was any bullshit, if there was any shenanigans, if there was anything that happened with this, it would have been absolute shit. She multiple power bombs, multiple fall away slams. She just kicked ass, took names, did exactly what the fuck she needed to do. Walked in, walked out of there. Short, sweet. This is how you book her. The only person it should be a legitimate back and forth. There's maybe 3 people on the roster where I can honestly believe, okay, this can go back and forth, is Rhea Ripley, Bianca Belair, and Raquel Rodriguez if they ever decide to book her the way she needs to be booked. This is beautiful. She needs this. Jade needs this title. She needs to be asserted as a dominant force in that division. So when Bianca makes her return, it's going to be magic. This is like the unstoppable force meeting the immovable object. And this is exactly what this match needed. No shenanigans, no bullshit, no extra stuff that didn't make sense. This did everything it needed to do. I was so pleased. I was happy. This was the right decision. Mwah. Chef's kiss. Then you have Dirty Dom Mysterio versus Penta and Rusev. This is exactly, again, they didn't take no shenanigans. None of these matches were overbooked. It wasn't overly complicated. Everyone filled their role. And what was really great here was the fact that we all knew Dirty Dom was getting out of this. And yes, the triple threat match is lazy booking, as Jim Cornette will say, 100%. But what made this a little bit better in my, mindset is Dominic does this in single matches and any type of matches that he do. This motherfucker might cheat to fucking get to the cereal box earlier. This style fit him. You can have Penta and Ruru go at each other, and Dominic pick up the bones. I love this. And what they're doing here is they're selling the fact that when Penta wins, because I still feel like Penta's going to be the one to defeat. I know I've seen people talk about, well, maybe John do it, and then it'll be John and Gunther for Cena's last match. I don't think this is what you need to do. Dirty Dom Mysterio is absolutely over. He gets it. He gets the psychology of the business. This is just what you need to do. Dominic won here to retain, to keep building up more credible fighters. Make that IC title great again. Gunther did it first, and Dominic is keeping it, taking it to a whole nother level as a traditional heel. And to be a traditional sneaky shitbird heel and to still get over and the crowd fucks with him, I'm with all this. I think this is absolutely great. I enjoyed this match, and again, it wasn't a show stealer. I'm gonna be the first to tell you that, but it did what it needed to do. This is how you book a match. This pay-per-view, so far, there has been nothing that was overbooked. I am so for this. Then we jump up to the main event between CM Punk and Jey Uso for the vacant World Championship. Now, yes, Seth Rollins got the boo-boo, and I'm pretty sure when Seth comes back, it's like, dude, stop the high-flying shit. You don't have to do that. You're a great worker, one of the best in the game right now. You don't have to take unnecessary risks like this to really hurt yourself or fuck yourself up. But, again, so, I'm not, I don't like to do the tidbits and the nicks and all that shit. I just like to give you guys my true just opinion of what I see and what I think. If I had to really put there's a lot of red flags on Jey. The promos are like meh, but his in-ring stuff is just not good. He just don't. It's like I feel like he get the jitters when he's in there with like a big time guy, and it wasn't the case. He's had good matches with Drew McIntyre. He had a great match with Cody Rhodes. But it's like when he like getting there, I don't know, like losing the title. I'm talking about like real Jey Uso, the actual person. I don't know if that shaked his confidence a little bit, but he just don't look smooth and crisp. There was a lot of mistakes like that net breaker that was just a brutal botch, and I don't like to do that. And I'm like the Chris Jericho. It's like it's live. I guess shit happens, but he just don't look smooth in here. But nevertheless, like Jey hit a lot of good spots. The super kicks. He hit a couple GTSs. Spear, splash, and this Punk just looked like that resilient wrestler, just not gonna give up, he's gonna do whatever it took to get there. And with 2 GTSs, Punk is now your new champion. I was surprised there was no Vision or no Jimmy, which was, hindsight looking north, was the right thing. Hey, the old man just used his grit, his determination, and got the win. Punk, the wily veteran, ended up becoming a 7-time world champion. And this is absolutely great. Punk, I felt like he deserved this. With his journey coming back to the WWE, Um, he had a lot of hiccups. He got hurt and shit like that. So I liked this match. It was good. Punk winning was the right thing to do. Do not overbook it. Do not overproduce it. And just have Punk hold this belt so we can finally get to maybe the next year's WrestleMania. We could get the Seth Rollins, CM Punk fight, and then Punk can finally, in a singles match, get his main event and get his big win at WrestleMania as a champion that has eluded him his entire career. So that's what I'm hoping is going to happen, and we'll just have to see. Um, I just really like this show. Like I said, it was to the point. It was quick. Saturday night main event is just kind of like a quick, always like a quick hour, 30 minutes, and it did what it needed to do. Every match made sense. Nothing was overdone. Nothing was over produced. The crowd really seemed into it all night. Everybody that won, and everybody that lost didn't look bad in defeat. It was a beautifully produced show. I mean, you could nitpick and Monday morning quarterback or Sunday morning quarterback all day long, but the initial outcome was correct. I feel like no one looked bad, no one's fucked up. It was just a good show, and I wish that that could be the format. And I used to say like, damn, just 4 matches, like what the fuck? But it seemed like they do better with less matches because they give the matches to breathe. Now, yes, Jade was very quick, but it was designed to be quick. Tiffany walked in there with a bad leg. Jay is gonna feast the bone. She's gonna whoop ass. She's gonna do what she need to do. So Tiffany didn't look bad in defeat. She looked at like, hey man, I want to get my round back. And I even liked the little small detail with Nick Aldis saying, hey man, look, you hurt. We ain't got to do this. And Tiffany like, fuck all the dumb shit. I got to do this because either way, this bitch is coming. So I need to. It just got to be what it be. And I just really enjoyed the show, but more so the storytelling. I really did. These guys really got you in, and gals got you really engulfed into it. That was really my takeaway from this, and I thought it was absolutely phenomenal. So now I'm gonna hand it over to my co-host, Ruby over here, and just overall, just give your thoughts on the show.
Thanks, D. I thought the show was great. I thought it was good. I didn't think it was no lulls because sometimes a lot of these pay-per-views, no matter what the match size, they like a little part where it kind of puts you to sleep. I thought the pacing was great. I thought the match placement was intriguing. I was a little nervous with how they was gonna do Cody and then Punk, like where did which one of those is gonna get the main event. But if you look at the story and the story they've been telling over the last couple weeks, you kind of knew what the main event was going to be. Um, I thought Tiffany winning was great. I'm really happy for Jade Cargill. I thought he did what she needed to do. I like the fact that she was just dominant. Like it was never in doubt. Like the multiple fall-away slams, the multiple car bombs, the frustration in her face, and just Tiffany, just like I'm not gonna give up. And the fact that even the ref was kind of looking like, "Hey, bro, we can just end this." I thought like Delia, I thought they did everything correct. I had no objections to this. This was absolutely beautiful. Another thing I noticed too in the match with Cody and Drew was it was a clear like it was a box that the ref was out of position, but the wherewithal for Cody Rhodes to instantly like, oh, okay, let me sell a knee so that give me time so we can recover and then do the super Cody cutter off the top. I thought that was absolutely a quick binking on his feet. Veteran at work. I know a lot of people say Cody Rhodes is when stale and people say he's boring. They use like, well, when Roman was here, he had this, and money was this, and attendance was that. But Cody is a pure traditional wrestler. I mean, his father was Dusty Rhodes, for fuck's sakes, one of the greatest wrestling minds of all time. So it's like, you're going to pick up a thing or two. You know what I'm saying? And I thought that was great. I really enjoyed it. Everything about it, like you said, it was a beautifully produced show. It wasn't overbooked. It wasn't oversaturated. Everything was quick, fast, to the point. We know they're going to take the title off Dom anytime soon. So switching it so Dom can retain was beautiful. I loved it. I loved it. I loved every facet about it. And it's like if WWE produces like this for the next couple winter months due to all the injuries and everything that's happened, I think we have for a really fun rest of the year. I'm pumped up for Survivor Series, and I'm really happy that the Drew and Cody thing can continue because he did win in dubious circumstances. He did DDT him on the belt, so it gives Drew it out to talk a little shit. So yeah, I'm for this. I really am. Like I said, Dom winning was the right thing to do because it's just not time yet. And when Dom does lose, whoever does it most likely Kenta, they'll have a mage star, and I think it's going to be beautiful. I'm for all this. It was a great show, and it was phenomenal.
And then also too, we got to also talk about the fact that um, they're doing a battle royal. And the battle royal for like Cena's last opponent, I know they say okay, it could be from 8 superstars, it could be superstars from Raw, superstar SmackDown, NXT, and maybe a couple people that you don't know. This is or from any other company. I mean, this is meh to me. I feel like that's just a little weak, a little anticlimactic. Um, and then it's like then Cena did say, well, it gives the opportunity to somebody, so it could be somebody we didn't know because he's somebody coming back. It's just it does give intrigue of who's going to be in the battle royal, but I feel like the whole Cena thing was a debacle. His whole entire um, farewell tour was fucked by he who will not be named, but it's just it would have been a little bit more intriguing. I mean, I would have liked to see a story played leading to that, but I guess this is good. What is your thoughts on that?
Well, I did like you're looking for like like an Edge or a Gunther or even a rematch with Cody Rhodes or Punk or whatever, but realistically, I really think when they came up with Messina announced he was retiring, and I think personally that's why people are kind of like this is kind of shit. Is because it's like, okay, if he announced it, you motherfuckers had like a whole year to get this story together. But again, we knew if there that stupid ass show that they pull back the curtain, I forget what it's called on Netflix, WWE Unchained or Off the Record, whatever fuck it's called, where they basically did his heel turn kind of on the spur of the moment. They kind of went with it with no plan. So that fucked it up. And then they had to revert 6 months into it. So they're just scrambling. I think at this point, they just want to honor Cena the way he wants to. And maybe this is Cena's idea. Maybe Cena, like, this is how we can rehab it. So I get the anticlimactic part about it, DJ, and how you feel. But I feel like this is they're trying to take chicken shit and turn it into chicken salad. And like you said, and who knows? It could be anybody. It could be Oma Femi. It could be Trick Williams. It could be Carmelo Hayes. It could be Dirty Dom Mysterio, what Cena's been mentioning like nonstop. Or it could be somebody from TMA. It could be Moose. It could be fucking Nick Nemeth, Dog Ziggler, Macadona, it could be hell, even Edge. We know he's on the market. Jericho was on the market. It could be any one of these guys. So I feel like the intrigue there is interesting enough to kind of salvage this, but it is what it is.
Well, yeah, I think beautifully said, Ruby. So, there you have it. That was our Saturday Night Main Event review, breakdown, and a quick digestible bite. That's our thoughts on it. And we're definitely going to see you in the next one. Like, comment, and subscribe. I think the next one we're going to drop soon is Iron Man, or excuse me, Tales from Suspense, issue 40. That should drop Monday for our Marvel comic book fans. And like you say, just stay tuned, man. There's a lot of cool things going on. So, man, like always, we'll see you in the next one. And this is the Duo's Corner, me and Ruby saying we'll see you in the next one. Peace.